I'm Maddie, one half of the Tweeks, and these are my interviews with the cast and creators of Voltron Legendary Defender, which is a Netflix original series and one of my favorite shows. Just the art and the animation and the voice actors and everything's just so good. I love Voltron so much, so yeah. You won't hear this on the video, but I know that Hunk's real name is either Howie, Howard, or Hunter. It's one of those.
Tweeks?
Yes.
I just say what I see.
Well, that is me and that is her.
You guys are Tweeks?
Yeah.
Super cool.
Thank you.
Sisters?
Twins.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's where the TW comes from. It's Twin Team Geeks.
We're Geeks.
I like that.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well played.
So, I am here with Bex Taylor-Klaus and Tyler Labine, the voices of Hunk and Pidge on Voltron Legendary Defender.
I'm Hunk, he's Pidge.
Yeah. Just for today.
Alright, we'll switch up. Yeah. Very cool. How do you feel, this is like for you specifically, like how do you feel about the Hunk's food goo truck? Like, is that cool for you?
Yeah, it's really cool because I've been asked about food goo by now. I mean, I don't know, 100 times. You're like, what's food goo? What's the flavor? What's food goo taste like? What's it made out of? All of which I had to just sort of make up on my own because food goo doesn't actually exist until now. It may taste oddly similar to frozen yogurt, but I assure you it's not. It's made out of all sorts of odd, otherworldly ingredients, and I can't wait to try. I haven't even tried it myself. So I'm looking forward to trying it.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go get some like later.
Also,
but.
it's just like, it's a thing. It's crazy to do, like, to have this thing that you like talk about in a cartoon, and then all of a sudden it's a real thing that I can go eat at a food truck, and people are going to go and eat that as well, and I'm going to get to talk to them about what it is, what we're eating, and it's very Hunk. It's all very Hunk to like sort of engage with people over food, and I think it's a cool opportunity for me to meet people and talk about the show, and that'll just be an icebreaker, no pun intended.
Okay, and then for you, our next season, are we going to get to see more of Pidge as Katie?
I don't know. Pidge's Katie really happened before she left Earth, before her dad and her brother disappeared. She kind of became Pidge because that's something that's very comfortable for her. That's something that allows her to be as powerful as she is. It allows her to embrace her own power and abilities. And so, I mean, we may get some flashbacks, but for the most part, we get to explore Pidge as Pidge, which is fun for me.
Oh, yeah. Sounds really cool. Is there a difference for you between voice acting and like doing live action on TV?
See, that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
I like that question a lot.
We're being serious, by the way. We just had some other questions close to that were worded in a way that we both were like feeling dismissed. Anyway, yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
Take it away.
There is a difference. It's sometimes when you're trying to do something emotional, what you'll do on camera is a lot more subdued and subtle than what you'll do in the booth, and it may feel ridiculous, but the way that it sounds ends up being something absolutely magical that you didn't expect. And that's why I'm incredibly grateful for Andrea. She knows exactly how things are they have to be pulled out of you.
Yeah.
And but yeah, in Voltron, we're fortunate we get to record with each other a lot, so we get to bounce off each other. But that's not always the case in voiceover. So that's another big difference for me between the two.
Yeah, for sure. Andrea, can't say enough about her. She's so good at her job that in the beginning it bothered me. I didn't because in on-camera acting, if a director walks up to you and just gives you a line reading, that's like a no-no. That's sort of like you actors are like, oh, don't tell me how to say my line or whatever. And Andrea, because she's so good at her job and she knows exactly how they want to hear things and how it's going to fit into the show. And yeah, you're allowed to try stuff. I remember in the beginning, I had a couple moments where I was like, just take it easy, man. Like, let me find it. But then I realized that very quickly in the voiceover world, that's how it's done. And it's so helpful. And it's so, it's such an integral part of how we make the show now. Andrea really just, if you just let her kind of coax things out of you, all of a sudden, all this other stuff comes out of you. And then you're off and running. So it's like there's not as much defensive actory BS in I think, a vocal booth.
Oh, yeah.
On set, a lot of people can be very just very uppity about their process.
How dare you?
But voice acting is like, I find it's a really interesting community, which I thought in a lot of ways feels tighter than the live action community. There's a process and a tradition to it that I find really fascinating. That is really pretty regimented, actually. Like the people that do it really well, flawless technique, and you have to kind of get in. And once you're in, I find it's hard to get out, which is really nice. So it's been awesome. I definitely find a huge difference, but I've been really embracing it. I like it a lot.
Great. Thank you guys so much for this. You guys were so great. And I am here with Lauren Montgomery and Joaquim dos Santos, the executive producers of Voltron Legendary Defender. So have to start off. I interviewed you guys last year and I was like so excited for season 2, and then it hit and I watched it immediately. I don't know how it's possible, but I'm even more excited for season 3 this year. So I just want to thank you guys for that. And I want to start out with the big elephant in the room, Shiro. Okay, so last time we saw him, we didn't see him. He kind of like disappeared a little bit. Can you tell me a little bit about where he's going? Like, I understand if you can't say too much.
Well, we can't say too much, but I think the big thing is that Shiro has disappeared. So our crew, they're just as confused as you might be. There was no remnants. There was no blood splatter on the inside of the lion, cockpit. So yeah, he literally just disappeared. So that's the big mystery.
And that's really some of the fun of this upcoming season is what happens now that this guy who's basically been our rock, who's kind of glued us all together as Paladins and made this team what it is, now what do we do? And so they all kind of have to just either evolve or step up or just, stop kind of feeling like they have that safety net. Now they've got to kind of take a little more responsibility on their own shoulders.
They're basically going from kids to adults,
And there's also been some development on the Lions behind the scenes a little bit. Allura has some new powers that we found out about. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Are we talking like in the end of the episode?
Yeah, in the end of the episode when she was like...
Yeah, so she clearly had some sort of ability to repel Haggar's powers, which I think we then realized or learned Haggar is actually Altean. So Allura being very special in her Altean abilities and having that very strong connection to the quintessence, she is able to kind of manipulate Haggar's abilities, which we know are also very much bonded to the quintessence that the Galra have been searching for so long. So it's like a unique thing. How exactly it happens, we don't know yet, but it...
And I think the cool thing is that we just scratched the surface with seeing what Allura can do. She was just as shocked as the people watching as to what she was doing. So we definitely get to explore her evolution in that direction.
I know, I'm definitely excited about that. Just one really quick thing. Are we going to find out more about the Galran side of Keith's family?
There's a good chance eventually. That's not something that we would just leave out there and then never address again. Or maybe it is. Maybe we're horrible human beings. And we'll do that.
No, but we really hope to be able to explore that in the future.
And then, what's the biggest thing you guys are looking forward to during Comic-Con? Is there something that you guys really want to see?
That's really difficult. This has actually been a smaller year for me. I'm a big toy collector, so I'll go for a lot of exclusives. And this year, I did get the one DC Girls exclusive with Wonder Woman and Cheetah, and that was very exciting for me. But beyond that...
Lauren was nice enough to buy me the red shirt Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator when he did the Dylan handshake. That was very exciting for me. Yeah, from Nika.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Slight bummer. Season 3 is going to have less episodes, but that means that we're going to get more episodes quicker. So I feel like I like this, but I'm not sure yet. But what I do like is Hunk's food goo truck, which, oh my god, if Tyler's looking forward to it, I'm looking forward to it. I already was, but I think I'm going to go get some now, so adios. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Periscope, add us on Snapchat, and like us on Facebook. Subscribe to us on YouTube, and check back every Thursday on ComicMix.com for new videos. Bye! I'm about to taste it. Oh, it's like lime. Oh, that's good. It's pretty good. Oh, that's good.